So you've learned how to simplify linear expressions using our modeling tiles. And the purpose of using those modeling tiles was to help you visualize the process that we are doing using math. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to do it without the aid of those modeling tiles. So we're going to look at a few examples, and here's our first one. We're asked to simplify the expression, let's get my pen, 7x plus 8 minus 2x minus 2. So hopefully in your head, you're kind of visualizing what this looks like with the tiles. But let's go ahead and simplify it without drawing them out. So first of all, let's deal with the variables, or the terms with variables. So we have 7 positive x's, and we have a negative 2x. So think about those zero pairs. If we have 7x and a negative 2x, how many does that combine to be? Well, 7 minus 2 is 5. So after I get rid of zero pairs, or after I subtract, I get 5 x's. 7 x's minus 2 x's is 5 x's. Next, let's look at my constants, or just my number terms here. I have a positive 8, so that would be 8 positive 1 tiles, and a negative 2, so 2 negative 1 tiles. So think about the zero pairs. I have a positive 8 and a negative 2. That combines to be 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, so this is simplified. Notice I went from a term that was, or an expression that was kind of big, to an expression that's much simpler. So these two terms are equal to each other, but this term is the simplified version. Okay, so 5x plus 6. Let's look at another one. Okay, so we're asked to simplify the expression 2 times the quantity x plus 2 minus x. So remember with our tiles, when we have the quantity like this just means that we have x plus 2 twice. If you're familiar with the distribution rule, which you should be, that just means that we multiply everything inside the parentheses by 2. So you can picture it with the tiles if you want. There's an x and 2 1 tiles, and we have this twice, an x plus 2. So if I were to do the multiplication, it'd be 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times a positive 2 is 4. So looking at my tiles, I have 2x and 4. Okay, so hopefully that just helps you see it. And then we still have a minus x. Now let's simplify this expression now that those parentheses are gone. Okay, I have my x terms, 2x and a negative x. Remember, if there's not a number out in front of here, I just know that it's 1. There's just one negative x. So 2x's minus 1x leaves me with 1x. 2 minus 1 is 1x. And then I have a plus 4, and that's all for the numbers. So I have x plus 4. So this is the simplified form of this expression. Okay, finally, my last example. We're asked to simplify this expression, 3x plus 4 times the quantity 2x minus 1, then subtract 2. Okay, so first things first, I want to get rid of these parentheses because then I can really get an idea of how many x's and how many 1's I have. So remember, we're going to use the distribution rule, which means everything on the inside gets multiplied by what's on the outside. Okay, so it's a positive 4 times 2x is 8x. Positive 4 times a negative 1 is negative 4. Okay, so if you needed to use the tiles to see how I went from this to this, that might be a good thing for you to try. But the distribution rule is what we're working on. Okay, then we have everything else that stays the same on here. Now this is an expression that I can simplify. So let's look at my x terms. So I have 3x's and 8x's. That's pretty easy. 3x's plus 8x's gives me 11x's. And then I have my numbers, which are negative 4 and a negative 2. What does that combine to be? Well, there's negative 6 now, right? Negative 4 and a negative 2 is a negative 6. So this is the simplified form of this big long expression up here. Okay, so that was our example of how we use or how we simplify expressions without using those modeling tiles.